For more than 130 years, Schindler has been moving people with elevators and escalators. Today, Schindler is the world's largest manufacturer of escalators and the second largest manufacturer of elevators. Every day, we transport more than 1 billion people with our products. Our core business is mobility. Mobility for everyone.
Why are people disabled? People are disabled because the environment in which they want to move around in is not accessible to them. The environment creates barriers. I use a wheelchair. If there's a ramp, I can perfectly get around. If I were somebody who is visually impaired and there's braille and high color contrast, whatever the case may be based on my disability, I can get around. But when the environment creates barriers, I am disabled. I am disabled by those barriers. So I think it's important to remember that society is disabling and there is discrimination by design.
The Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, of course, is derived from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Accessibility, universal design principles, all these terminologies have been first of all articulated for the first time by the Convention actually. So the Convention has a special place in terms of assuring the rights of disabled peoples and their carers, their inner circles that are affected by the disability as well. This Convention very specifically has something different. First of all, it definitely refers to accessibility as a human rights principle, implementation tool, a right. In 10 years' time, I see a lot of innovation in this area by the encouragement of such initiatives as yours, as Schindler Award, as other networks that are promoting this way of thinking in creating urban life spaces.
The architects are translators, you can say, translators of demands of the owners of a plot or of the investors on the one side, but they also have to take responsibility for social concerns. They have to interpret social changes and movements into their projects. Architects transform social ideas into physical constructions. And in every physical construction there is built in a social idea.
The times of the famous Bauhaus style is really gone, because the Bauhaus was famous for separating the urban functions, so that we need, for example, cars to go from one neighborhood to another, for example, from where we live to where we buy and to where we work. So the future of urban development is shaped by integrating those functions who left the city in the 20th century. So the 21st century is the century of reintegration of urban functions like housing, like office, working, leisure, and so on and so on. At the Bauhaus University, the Schindler Award is an integrated part of our curriculum, both in the bachelor program and in the master's program.
It's everybody's responsibility to make our surrounding, our world accessible. We as Schindler, we take this responsibility serious. With the award, we invest in this accessibility, and therefore we invest in the future, especially in the future of young architects.
Our world is changing at the moment. We know that we can't go further the way we are making buildings or making cities at the moment. We'll have to reconsider the way we are working and for whom we are working. And consider that we are not, as architects, working for ourselves, but working to make the world better and more accessible to everybody.